that is absolutely by far the coolest thing I have ever done on my channel. They're earning entries into a giveaway to go on this free trip to the Bahamas where one of 500 people is going to win $1 million. You've never done a slot tournament? I'm gonna tell you what, you wouldn't think just pressing a button for 2 minutes is hard. It is hard.
Welcome back, everybody, to the SlotsFan Podcast. We're so excited to have one of our favorite influencers on the show today, casinokelly. How's it going, Kelly?
Hi.
Thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. I heard favorite, so I'm going to hold that dearly. I hope you never say that to another person again.
Our producer could tell you. I don't think I've ever said that to anybody else. I could be wrong. Yeah. But no, we've been watching you for a long time. And I don't know, it's been a number of years, at least, since I've been a fan of your channel. So, and you've been on the show before. NJ did an interview with you, probably one of the first episodes that we did. So we're so excited to have you back, and we've got some special stuff to talk about today. Before we get to that, I want to encourage everybody to follow the link in our description and go check out casinokelly. Kelly's also got an awesome blackjack channel. It's called Beyond Blackjack, I think, right? Mm-hmm. Also wicked content. And yeah, you do a fantastic job. So I really urge everybody out there to follow the link and check out the content and consider subscribing. And while you're at it, why not subscribe to the SlotsFan Podcast? Because we get to talk to awesome influencers like Kelly, and we're so lucky to be able to learn from them and hear, about the videos that you see on their channel, but also about all their knowledge and experience and stuff that happens behind the scenes. So we do a premiere every Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So come join us. We got tons of influencers that come and hang out, and it's a lot of fun. So enough of that. Kelly, I want to tease this thing that you're doing right now a little bit now, and then we can tell people all the details later. So to kick things off, could you tell us what's this new campaign that you're working on this month?
So I'm really excited. Play Studios, which has a family of online slot social casino apps, is doing a big tournament, myVIP World Tournament of Slots. So I have teamed up with myVEGAS Slots. It's a free to download, free to play slot app. And when players are in there playing these free slots, they're earning entries into a giveaway to go on this free trip to the Bahamas where one of 500 people is going to win $1 million. But the coolest thing is, so that's already cool. Like that would be cool to promote. But they let me give away a spot to one of my viewers. And that is absolutely by far the coolest thing I have ever done on my channel. By far. These people who watch me, they have supported me. They watch every day. They're commenting. I mean, if they're not watching, I don't have a channel. Thus, I'm not getting paid from YouTube. So it's super cool now that I can be like, hey, just by downloading this app and commenting on my videos, one of you will get a trip to the Bahamas and you might win $1 million.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Yeah.
So later in this show, we'll share all the details about how people can enter through your giveaway. Sure. And also, like you said, they're giving away 500 of these trips that come with entries into the World Tournament of Slots. We'll let people know how they can get more chances at potentially getting involved with this if it's something that interests them. So before we get to that and lots of other topics that I'm excited to talk with you about, we've been doing this 20 questions kind of rapid fire interview. The idea is that it's fast. It's like one word answers, one sentence answers. Question number 1, your favorite slot machine?
Oh, geez. You would think that would be easy. I get asked that all the time, but I'm going to give you the truthful answer in that it's whatever's paying me at the time.
That's the only honest answer of no.
But, yeah, because last month, Lion Link was paying me like crazy. And I was like, this is my favorite slot every time I see it. Well, now it's not paying me. So I'm like, now I don't like you anymore. So it's whatever's paying in the moment. It always feels like each casino trip, there's one slot that's paying. But if you ask me what is my favorite, whether it's paying me or not, like the look, the feel, the gameplay, right now it would be the Yo Yeti Spooky Link.
Ooh.
Man, that game is so freaking entertaining. That little Yeti, all the stuff he says, I giggle so much playing that game. It's a really good one.
I love those answers. Second question, most overrated slot.
Huff and Puff. We were just talking about.
I know.
I just, you
totally-
go to the OG Huff and Puff, and it's good, but it's like sorry, Light and Wonder. I love you, Light and Wonder. Like, don't come for me. Like, don't disinvite me to your stuff. But they're just getting so volatile, and it's like Huff and Puff, Huff and more Puff, Huff and even more Puff, Huff and even more Puff, Huff and even more Puff. Wants more money. I don't know, like, what's next, but I think it was like 6 of them this year, and each one is harder than the next.
No doubt.
Yeah.
You're not the first person to say Huff and Puff to that question. The person I was telling you about that we interviewed earlier, her channel specializes in Huff and Puff. Her most overrated slot was Dragon Link. So I told her.
That's so funny. Yeah, because you asked me to pick one that if I can only play one forever, it's Dragon Link for sure, because the math on that one is just
I like both.
good math.
I think they're both great. I love Huff and Puff. Okay, great answer. This one may be a little easier. Question 4: best loyalty program, best destination casino resort first.
That is not an easy one. So I visit a lot of properties, and I feel like they each had their own special feel. So I don't want to call out one over the other.
You just got to say the one that you like right now in this moment, your best one.
So if I'm picking Vegas, if I'm going to Vegas right now, I'm staying at Palazzo.
Yeah.
And even Palazzo over the Venetian, because Palazzo is a little quieter. It's a little lower key. Venetian gets a little hectic for me.
The nice room.
But that's my favorite Vegas property. I'm going to just leave it at Vegas.
Okay. So best loyalty program.
Ooh. Maybe MGM, because I'm going to say MGM only because they're nationwide. So your points can go kind of all over. And if you're one place, they'll send you trips to other places. There are other casinos that may give better rewards or comps, but they're like local. So I'm going to go with MGM just because they're nationwide.
MGM's got to be the most common answer that we've had over a bunch of influencers to that question. So they must be doing something right.
Yeah.
Okay. This one is challenging. Best slot game developer.
So I'm going to give you this answer not so much based on slot machines. I'm going to give this one as best developer that I have worked with, and that is going to be hands down IGT. I love working with their video poker team because I'm a video poker girly. I love working with them and all of their staff that I've met. They're all amazing. So IGT, but that's not to say the rest of you aren't awesome too. You'll all make great games. Gold star all around.
That's why it's so fun, is because like there's so much creativity and competition between different developers, and you can see
there are.
There's so many good creative games coming out, and I totally second what you say about IGT. I mean, no one is like leveraging the content creator opportunity better than them, I don't think. Did they make Huff and Puff? Is that IGT?
No.
No,
that's Light and Wonder.
What's IGT's like flagship one?
Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, okay.
Is IGT, and of course all video poker. Well, Aristocrat has video poker, but Aristocrat, you just stop with the video poker. Come on, just stop. IGT has video poker. No one can beat IGT's video poker. So
Aristocrat is like Buffalo.
Yeah. Exactly. Buffalo, Dragon Link, Lightning Link. I mean, Aristocrat puts out some great games. And that's why I'm like, why are you trying to step up in the video poker space? Like, you're so good at what you do. Just stay there.
Okay, great answers. I think I might know the answer to this one. High volatility or low volatility games?
I like medium volatility. But you know what? It depends on where I'm at in a trip. Like, if I'm just trying to ride a wave for a long time, then I'll go sit on some old school Mr. Cashman and just, play my little $2 bets all night long and then wait for that cash man to come out and throw some coins at me. But if I'm like trying to get in and I'm like, hey, I got, 30 minutes, I want to try to hit something real quick, then I'm going to go for a more volatile game. But I really like when there's just that good sweet spot.
I agree. Good answer. Next question. Hold and win or traditional free spins bonus rounds?
I like the hold and wins. I really do.
Me too.
I'm so hooked on those things.
There's a reason they're everywhere. Next question. Most common question that you get asked in chat?
Oh, there's a few. Probably do I have a real job? Yes, I have many. I actually have too many real jobs, which is why I don't sleep. And number 2 is, are you in a casino every day, you degenerate? No, I'm not in a casino every day. Why are you watching a
slot channel? You came to watch a slot channel just ask me that question?
Yeah, but no. So there are some months, like this month, I have a ton of travel back to back, but typically I'm only at a casino for maybe 4 days out of the month, and I will get a bunch of content. So for example, I just left Potawatomi. I got there Sunday, left Thursday morning, and I got 3 weeks worth of slot content, about 3 weeks worth of tables, and a bunch of video poker content. So that'll go out, for weeks after I've already left the property.
Very cool. Okay, next question. Most annoying slot player behavior in the casino?
The slop and the buttons. Jeez, this, first off, especially at video poker, I never saw button slappers at video poker until just recently. And I'll tell you what else I saw was a Keno button slapper. I had never seen a Keno button slapper.
It was rare.
But this guy, the button slapping, it's, besides the fact that it messes up the buttons, it's just that constant banging in your ear is quite annoying. The other thing I'm going to say, you might want to cut this out. I don't know. This could be controversial. As a non-smoker, if I am at a bank of machines and I have been playing and someone comes and sits next to me and lights up a cigarette and holds it in my face, that drives me bananas, because never would I go sit next to you because I don't want to be within your smoke.
Yeah.
So please do not put your cigarette in my face. Oh my goodness.
I mean, I think it's like that's a courtesy thing on the person's part, but also like they shouldn't allow smoking in casinos. It's crazy that people that work there are subjected to secondhand smoke at their workplace. I don't know how it's even a thing. They don't let it happen anywhere else.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you on that. And I am like, I'm really proud of Brian for taking that stand. But I know like it does alienate a lot of people who are smokers. So I'm not trying to alienate people. It's like, if you want to go smoke, go do it. But I don't, like, I'm not going to belch and blow it in your face because that would be gross, right? You don't want the stuff, my toxins going in your face. I don't want your smoke going in mine.
I think that's reasonable. Okay, next question. Most common casino myth people try to convince you is true?
That the shufflers are rigged on table games.
Okay, like the auto shuffling machines?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that is probably... Yeah, I think that one is even
like in the blackjack community.
Just table games in general. Okay. Anytime there's a shuffler, there is not a video that I've ever released doing a table game where people were not convinced. Like, we go on bad runs. That's just reality, And sometimes the dealers always seem to get the great hand. So is there so much confirmation bias in gambling?
Yeah.
And like people are superstitious and just in general, and we're always looking for patterns in our brain. There's so much psychology that goes along with this. But man, when you're losing, everyone says the shufflers are rigged. But when you're winning, they never say anything about the shufflers.
I guess the rigging mechanism didn't work that time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, I guess they just wanted me to win today.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's really interesting. Okay. Next question. When you hit big, whatever that is for you, how much is going back into the machines that day?
I wish I could give you an answer on there, but the honest answer is it depends. There are some days that I hit and I like tighten up the purse strings. I'm like, I am holding on to every penny and I am not playing. And then there's been times where I hit and then we're like, all
Let's
right,
go.
baby, we're gonna go for it now. And I honestly hate those days because if you lose it, like you lay in bed with that sick feeling in the pit of your stomach, like rethinking all your choices in life, like, oh, where did I go wrong today?
I know. Yeah, at
Yeah,
least
but
if
I
you
I
lose,
really
like, if you win money and lose it, it's not as bad as, like, losing too much of the money you can't afford to lose, at least. But yeah, that sick feeling of like, oh, I could have that money in my pocket now.
yeah, I've said so many times, I would rather if I have a trip, like a 3-day trip, I would rather have been losing for 2 days and win it all back to where I go home even at the end of the trip than win a bunch at the beginning and lose it and still go home even. I don't know. Honestly, I don't want to lose the whole trip because that wouldn't be a fun feeling. I'm just saying there's something that feels differently going home even if you've won big and lost it all because then you're like, dang, I had this and it's
That's really
gone. But
interesting. I've never really thought about it like that, but that's so true. It's such a
yeah,
different, same result.
I know.
I like the excitement of like taking the shot, just like you wanted to win big in the first place. It's like, oh, I could win even bigger by taking
I
it. It's like just
know.
even the excitement of getting to do that is like, if we're talking about entertainment cost or entertainment value, to me, that's a lot of entertainment. It's really exciting.
Throughout the years, what we have done, because you kind of try to start learning your lane in the casinos. So we do a lot more like collaborative gambling now. So when we go to Vegas, we're usually there with a group of friends and we'll all kind of pool our money together. I do the same on tables with my friends. I'm like, hey, let's each of us, whatever we're buying in for at the end, we'll just put it all together and split. That way, there's not that jealousy factor, if your friend's winning, you're losing, like everybody's just having a good time. And it kind of makes you stay in your lane a little more because like, I can't go crazy with this money because that wouldn't be fair to these other people. So that's kind of what we've been doing. And then also like just being a group to be like, hey, do we need a timeout? Like maybe let's go take a walk, kind of helps. I know that's way off of your
No,
question,
that's
but
interesting. I mean, I think like a group of people could make a better decision than a single person most of the time. So that makes sense. I
mhm.
think you can also, if we're talking about entertainment, being able to like all celebrate together because you're all benefiting together and maybe all go drown your sorrows together if it doesn't go so well more frequently,
Yeah.
perhaps. Okay. No,
Yeah.
that's so cool. Next question, tipping on big wins, yes or no? And if yes, how much?
So I do, and I've talked about this before, and it is a very controversial answer. So I'm gonna give it, and please don't come for me, people, because I do. I always do. But I don't love the idea of having to tip on a win. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because growing up working in the service industry, I think anyone who does a service deserves to be tipped. But any other service we choose. If I go to a restaurant, I'm making a choice to go to a restaurant and be served. If I go get a coffee, I'm making a choice for them to make my coffee. When I'm in a casino and they don't have fast pay or quick pay, you're not giving me a choice. I didn't ask you to come pay me. I am quite happy to pull my ticket out and walk to the cashier,
Yeah.
but I don't have an option to do that. Therefore, we should not be required to pay the person. The casino should be paying them to do the thing that they're making them do because we don't have an option for them not to do the thing.
Right.
So that's my problem with it. It's not a greed thing on my part. The casinos are making millions and millions of dollars. You're not giving us a choice but to be paid that way. So just pay your employees what they should be paid and don't make your patrons feel bad for not tipping them because more often than not, I've lost several thousand to win the 1,200.
That's usually the
So it's
case. It's
just,
like my net
yeah,
win is not as attractive looking as this one hand pay that I'm
right.
getting right now.
Because I've noticed even sometimes if I'll go to a cashier to cash in some chips or a ticket, and they're like, "Ooh, you must have won so much money," and I'm like, "No, that ticket actually started way higher than it is now," or "No, I bought in with way more than I'm cashing in now." So it could be deceiving. Like, don't think just because someone's won a jackpot that means they're going home with money in their pocket. But I always do tip. My typical tip is $20 if it's like under, like if I win like $4,000, then I'll tip maybe $100 or whatever. But if I'm winning like 2,000 or less, it's $20. And I've been told by viewers that see me tip that I'm a cheapskate. But you know what? I'm also losing a ton to get there. And I also feel like someone walking and just handing me the money that I can't get myself. $20 is pretty good. I would go pick up, if somebody said, hey, can you go to the cage and get some money for me? I'll give you $20. I would more than happy do that all day long. So, you know.
Do you know if they like pool their tips or anything, or is it just the attendant that keeps the tips they get?
From what I understand, all the attendants pooled their tips.
That's cool. I wonder what their wages are and how much they rely on tips.
And that's the thing, is you'll hear people say, oh, well, they rely on tips, so you're cheap, you should pay them. And it's like, why are you mad at the players? Be mad at the casinos that are making billions of dollars. Why not they just pay their employees?
No doubt.
Like, I don't understand this, getting mad at the customers rather than getting mad at these businesses that are making millions and millions of dollars. Like, maybe your CEO doesn't need to make $20 million. Maybe instead he can make $19 million and you can pay your staff what they deserve.
Get in trouble in the US, I've heard, with that kind of talk.
I know. Socialism. That's what I said. You're going to get me canceled with these questions.
Okay, next question. Free play or room and food comps?
Free play.
One thing you learned through your experience as a slots influencer and all the gambling you've done that you wish you had known sooner?
Probably utilizing the hosts. Because when I used to gamble before, I didn't even know what a host was. I thought you had to be like a super high limit player to have a host. So I never went to a host office. And there's plenty of properties I go to now that I don't have a host. But I will still always charge to my room because you're going to pay it anyway, right? So just charge it to your room. Before you leave, go to the host office, give them your player's card and just say, hey, I had some charges on my room. Do you think you can comp them? They'll look. Sometimes they'll say no. Sometimes they'll say, well, I can comp this much. And sometimes they'll just comp it all. I did that for the first time on a cruise last year. I had no idea I could do it on a cruise ship. And I'm like, why did I never even think that I could do that on a cruise ship? And they comped my spa visit and everything. So always.
That's a really good tip.
The host office.
So charge it to your room. And then at the end of your trip, go talk to the host office and just ask. Just say, I love your property. I love gambling here. I can't wait to come back. Can you comp some of my room charges?
Yeah. And sometimes they'll say no. In fact, my last trip to Venetian, I only had $26 charged to my room.
They're like, no.
And they said no. They were like, no, you didn't cover your room charges. And I'm like, well, dang, maybe you shouldn't have put me in some fancy suite then. I would have covered your room charge. But they told me no. And I was like, all right, well, I was going to pay it anyway. So I might as well ask.
Yeah, that's a really great tip. The last question is, what's your biggest win in a casino? You know, it could be slots or it could be something else.
20,000 on video poker. I hit that 4 times within a couple months last year, around this time last year. So haven't topped that one yet.
That's pretty amazing. 4 times. Is that a royal?
Yeah. Or 2 royals and 2 aces with a kicker. One of them, 2 of them were during the same trip. It was my first day in Vegas at the Resorts World bar top video poker. And then on the last day of my trip at Fountain Blue bar top video poker. So
that's awesome. Video poker was always my go-to to get like free drinks at the bar in crappier Vegas casinos at my bankroll level. Okay, we made it through the rapid fire questions. Thank you so much, Kelly. We'll be sure to take out any of the sensitive stuff there. Don't worry, it'll all be fine.
No.
So I want to talk to you a bit more about this campaign that we touched on at the beginning of the show. Just to recap, Play Studios, which is a US company, they have myVIP, which is a really cool rewards program that you can play. You can play fun slots games across a bunch of different games, and I think bingo, and there's some other games as well. You can earn entries into sweepstakes to win all kinds of cool stuff. But this promotion that we're talking about is called the World Tournament of Slots. It happens in October at Atlantis in the Bahamas, which is a fantastic resort. And 500 people over the course of the summer will receive free packages through the sweepstakes through your channel, through some other influencers' channels that are also working on this. And they get to go for 4 nights to the Bahamas with a +1, and they play in the World Tournament of Slots. First place is $1 million cash. I think the first top 20 spots pay. Second place is like $100,000. It's crazy. It's like when I first heard about this, they ran it last year for the first time, and I didn't know about it. But when I heard about it, I couldn't believe it was a real thing that you could go to.
I know. It's quite insane. So first prize, $1 million cash. You know, most prizes when you win $1 million, they want to pay it to you over 20 years. So I honestly thought that's what it was going to be. And I looked the first time we talked about me doing this campaign, I was like, I want to see how is this $1 million getting paid. No, it's a straight up $1 million, and that's exciting. And then there are some other cash prizes, and then I think as it goes down the line, they become free play. But you know, just getting a chance to be there is going to be super cool for 500 lucky people.
Yeah. And we talked a bit about this before, but the chance for you to be able to give away one of these trips to one of your fans, it's a really special, you know, I know that I talk to so many influencers, and I honestly know how important your fans are to you, like on a really deep level. And, you know, you talked a bit about how happy you'd be if, you know, just to give someone this experience of going to the event with a chance at it. But what if the person that got, and what if it was one of your fans that went and won $1 million? Like, how would that make you feel?
I know that would just be insane. So I said, like, if I'm able to get there, if it's one of like my normal people, I see your name all the time, like, I want to go, we're going to hang out, we're going to have dinner, we're going to get some drinks, I'm going to pump you up, you're going to win this tournament. And then I want to hear about the journey of the $1 million. I think that would be so cool. I hope they don't just go gamble it away in the casino. No, they won't do that. Of course not. This is going to be a life changer for someone. So I can't wait. I hope that it's one of my viewers, or at least, so there's 5 different slot content creators, I think, that are going to be promoting this. And they're all great people. They're all people I know. And each of us gets to give away a spot. So I would be happy if it's one of our players that get to go. I'll be happy for anybody who wins, but I especially hope it's one of our players.
That's cool though. Like the people that are doing it now are Slot Hopper, NJ Slot Guy, The Good Life 88, Gamble Smart, and yourself, casinokelly. So maybe first you can tell the viewers how to participate in your giveaway, and then everyone can also remember that all those other channels that we mentioned are also doing this, and you can get more chances to win by entering each of their giveaways. And even more so than that, like we said, there's 500 seats being given away, and just by playing on any of the myVIP apps, you can earn a chance to like win way more seats beyond just this influencer stuff. But how can people participate on your giveaway by checking out the Kelly channel?
So if you follow me on my socials, so YouTube, it's casinokelly. Instagram, it's the casinokelly, because someone had already taken casinokelly. And I believe on Facebook, it's also at the casinokelly. But you'll see where I've made posts about this, shorts, reels, videos. And in those posts, I will have a link that is my exclusive link. So you're going to click that link, download the app, and then just go in the app, play around in the app, find what you like, have fun with it, because the more you play, the more entries you're getting, and it's free. So this isn't one that you have to pay for. This isn't like sweeps or anything.
And there's no cash redemption, no cash prize redemptions on these apps. No, it's like more of a true social game.
And you'll get your like daily coins, and there's different things you can do to get more coins. So, you know, just go in there, play, get your entries. But also, I get to give away a spot, and my spot will be given away based on comments. So you're going to want to be subscribed. You're going to want to have your notifications on, check all those socials every day, because throughout the entire month, several times a week, I'm going to be incorporating those like little spots in videos and stuff. So if you're not watching, you won't know that I've said something about it, but I will be asking for very specific comments. Don't go thinking you're going to read comments and figure out what it is. you got to watch. So you got to watch, and then you're going to comment. And then a month from now, it'll be early September-ish. We will do, from all the comments, we'll do a comment picker, and we will pick the winner. So 21 and older. There's some like rules that apply. I don't know what the geographical regulations are. Do you happen to know?
Certainly, you can check out the app that you're working on is myVEGAS Slots, and so that's where your link will go. And
look.
there are terms, like specific contest terms for the whole giveaway within the app. So if you go and download it, you can see the detailed contest rules inside the game. And I recommend people go ahead and use your link that'll be on all your pieces of content, like you said, and they can check out more rules. But I think it's anywhere that the app is available is eligible.
Oh, well, that would be amazing, because I know, of course, we have viewers outside of the US that would love to win. So that would be cool. So yeah, definitely.
I think you get a flight credit. Like the flight is a max dollar amount credit.
And so it's 500 each.
Yeah, 500 each. And so depending on where you're coming from, it may change the total cost. But 4 nights at Atlantis isn't cheap. I know I've had to pay for it before, but it's a beautiful spot. And I'm curious, from what you know about this, and I know that you saw the footage from last year's event.
Yeah.
What do you think it's going to be like? Why would people consider trying to get a trip down there and participate in this event?
So it looks really cool. So there's like this private party that you go to. So when you get there, you're going to, of course, have your flights covered. It's airfare for 2 people, 500 each. So I think it's like 1,000 max. So by the way, you get a +1. So make sure you tell all your friends and stuff to go do these things too. And I know, it's 5 different apps that are available that you can do this on. That could be overwhelming. So maybe each of you can take one. But you're going to get there, you're going to get a swag bag, you're going to have this fancy room, and then they have a party that's like exclusive for the 500 people and their guests with food and a open bar, I believe. And then you have just this super exciting tournament, but of course you get to enjoy the resort. So they have, the beaches and all these different pools. There's tons of pools, I believe, and lots of restaurants, and just do your adult thing in the Bahamas. Love life, post it all for your friends, make them all jealous, tell them you got a chance for $1 million. You might not want to tell them if you won, because it'll be right before Christmas. They're all going to expect something fancy for Christmas, but yeah, I think it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, it's so exciting. I mean, I'm from Canada, so October up here is not the greatest time of year. The idea of being able to go to the Bahamas, and I've been to Atlantis. It's a really cool spot. And then the tournament sounds sick. It's like over 2 days, and looking at the footage from last year, it's super exciting. I come from like a poker tournament background, and the vibe at a slots tournament is a lot more hype than at most poker tournaments in my experience. So it looks like
yeah. You got to get that hand ready, because you got to hit that button so fast.
You imagine the slapping going on.
And if you've never done a slot tournament, I'm going to tell you what, you wouldn't think just pressing a button for 2 minutes is hard. It is hard. Your arm starts hurting. Like I'm like holding up my arm. It's some work. So yeah, you got to know if you're going to win, because you got to get that, like start lifting some weights or something.
That's cool. We're so excited. Like we're also working with the World Tournament of Slots to help promote the event, and so happy to be working with you and all the other awesome channels that we listed before. And like we said, you can enter Kelly's channel, you can enter Gamble Smart, Slot Hopper, NJ Slot Guy, and The Good Life 88. And all those channels are worthy of your attention. Apart from all this, they're all fantastic channels, but this is a special opportunity, and we really recommend everybody gets involved. You mentioned it before, maybe I'll switch topics a little bit, but you're doing, we talked about IGT really leaning into the influencer opportunities out there. You started working with CDC Gaming, which I think they made a really smart decision hiring you, because I follow all the content that you do for them, more like industry facing stuff. But how's that going? And from what I've seen, like, I love the content, and I'm so happy that people are seeing influencers like you as an awesome resource for this kind of thing.
Yeah, thank you. I met Reed, who is a contributor for them, like maybe 2-3 years ago at G2E. And then he introduced me to Corey, the editor over there, and they asked me if I wanted to start writing for them. And I've been doing some articles. I have a column, Beyond Vegas, where I talk about casinos outside of the Vegas space. And then this opportunity came for me to take over CDC Gaming Connect, which is their video format, short form content, just like going over quick little news things. And it's been fun. I tell you what, I have like this whole newscaster's voice that just comes out. I don't even try. But when I listen to it, I'm like, well, you sound like you should be on the 6 o'clock news. I've always watched the news people and I'm like, why do they talk so weird? Like, why do they get that inflection in their voice? And I don't know if it's just from all my years of watching news, because now every one that I do, I sound like a news. I can't sound normal if I try. It just is like straight newscaster's voice.
Can you do the newscaster voice now, like on demand, or is it the same thing?
Oh.
Say like one lucky viewer of Casino Kelly will be going to the Bahamas.
The World Tournament of Slots is giving away a seat to a lucky viewer.
Oh, that's pretty good.
that
sounds
is
like it. Yeah.
Yes. That's the newscaster voice in me. But yeah, it's actually harder than I thought, because so I have to take the articles and I have to write a script from it, and I put it in a teleprompter because I can't possibly like fit anything else in here. So I use a teleprompter on my phone, and it usually takes me like an hour to do like a 60-second thing, because I have so many mess ups. I will be like, Kelly, you're killing it. I'm like at the last word and I'll say it wrong. And I'm like, dang it. I have so many. I'll have like 10 of them that are just one word mess ups. And the editor over there, she's always like, just send it to me. We'll cut it. And I'm like, no.
Okay.
No, I want one take.
Well, it's funny because like on YouTube, it's like people want to see the mess ups, right? They want to see they don't want the like perfect version. But when you're doing more traditional broadcast stuff, it's more a little bit.
I know.
You got to do the lines. Maybe you should try putting in the mess ups. People love bloopers all the time.
That's what I was going to say. It would probably be better if I would just say it. But, like I have all these different facets of Kelly. I've got like the goofy facet when I'm playing slot machines and you just never know what's coming out of my mouth. But then when I'm like, okay, this is like business people. So I got to put on like my business hat and I got to sound like super professional and like smart. So.
Well, I think from what I've seen, you strike a balance because it still comes across as pretty authentic and natural. Even though, a little bit more traditional, but I love seeing you in the content. And like I said, I think they made a really smart decision getting you on there.
Thank you.
So you said you just got back from a gig with them that also allowed you to film. So that's got to be a bonus. What else do you have coming up? I know this World Tournament of Slots thing is going to run over the next month or so, but what else is on the schedule for you?
So I leave for Reno on Monday, and I will be showcasing they just put 4 new Light and Wonder machines in. So I'm going to go and film some of those for the channel. And then I'll come home on Wednesday. Over that next weekend, I'm going to head to Beau Rivage and Biloxi because some other fun slot influencers are going to be visiting, and NJ Slots and Big Payback. So I'm just going to hang out with them because we're friends. And then right after that, I'll be in Vegas for a week. Yeah, so I got some fun stuff coming up. I'll be visiting Kansas City in a few weeks. I've never been there, Kansas City Speedway, so I'll be visiting that property, and maybe I'll hit Prairie Band again while I'm over that way. So I'm finding all these casinos now that I'm doing this Beyond Vegas. I'm finding all these casinos outside of Vegas, and that's why when you ask my favorite casino, it's so hard because I'm honestly falling in love with these smaller tribal properties. Like so many people I hear say, oh, tribal casinos don't pay, yada, yada. I am not experiencing that. But outside of the pay, I'm just finding like the vibe is like calmer. And I don't know, there's something about those properties that just feels good to me. And I don't know if it's because and this may not be true for all tribal casinos, but I will say it's true for most of the ones I've been visiting, is that it feels like they set up the casino not to take advantage of their people, not for the people to come in and give them, but to help their people. So I feel like they almost have a different energy in there of.
Do you mean the people that work there and the people who belong to the tribe?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. That's
Like
so
they want to give
interesting,
back
right? Because
to
it
their
is so
tribe.
different. It does do that in a
Mhm.
way that's so different from just like Vegas properties that are definitely not there to help the people working there, I don't think.
Absolutely. And you feel the difference. And I was talking to one of the casino directors at a property I was at recently, and we were talking about responsible gaming. And he had like a really, like, there are certain machines he doesn't even want in his property from like a responsible gaming aspect. And like he and I aligned on a lot of things, but he said it perfectly. He said, our casino is here to help our people. We don't want to put things in this casino that can hurt them. And I thought, man, that is the feeling that I get here. You just, like, it feels good. I feel
Mm.
like I'm not here because you want to take advantage of me. Like, you want to make sure I'm just here having a good time and being as safe as you can be in a casino. I mean, casinos, they're built on losers, like they say. So I mean, they're gonna have an upper hand, but it's nice to feel like people don't want to take advantage of you. And sometimes in Vegas, it's easy to feel like that, like you're just a number. They don't care. They're there to get what they can get out of you. And when they can't get anything else, they're like, let me show you where the door is.
It does. It has felt so much more like that over the last like 10 years, 5 to 10 years. It's like we all know the
Mhm.
score. Like we know we're going to
Yeah.
lose the money. You don't need to charge us for parking as well and like charge me $15 to
Yeah.
take out the money that I'm going to lose at the casino. Stuff
Yeah.
like that. I guess they just like, yeah, there's less repeat customers and stuff. Maybe they're trying to get all the money as quickly
I
as
think that's why
possible.
they're hurting for
Yeah.
sure. Like I have to believe you can only take advantage of people for so long before they've had enough.
I think it's such a big opportunity. Properties like El Cortez and like Yamava, and maybe I'm seeing it through the lens of the influencers that they work with. And even if that's the
Mhm.
case, it's working, I think, because they're coming across as having a lot more hospitality and having a bit of a different attitude, certainly towards
Mhm.
influencers, but I feel like it's the case for customers too.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. The properties outside of Vegas they just feel different to me. You'll never get that Vegas experience anywhere else. I mean, there's something special about Vegas, which is why I still go like once a month, but it's definitely different other places. You can have the Vegas vibe of like the beautiful property and all the great games, but at a calmer level. So,
Yeah. I like downtown. Still has more of that vibe of like hospitality and kind of personal
yeah.
touch or something
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah.
When I hear your schedule, I mean, it's so cool. I know that you've been a really passionate gambler for a long time, but the fact that you get to, like, how does it feel that this is your lifestyle, that you get to go to, and not just as a tourist, like you're going and you have relationships with all these properties, you're working, you're traveling, your channel's
Yeah.
doing great. How does it feel to be in that spot where you are right now?
It feels good, but I'll be honest, sometimes I feel a bit of imposter syndrome because I don't feel deserving of it. It's crazy to think of where my life came from, single mom, teacher, like pulling things off the conveyor belt at the grocery because I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. My husband, he started his towing business 35 years ago, was homeless, sleeping in a tow truck to now going places. And, I was just at Potawatomi and they're bringing over like the most expensive champagne. And they're like, here's this Wagyu beef that's $150. And I'm like, I told my son, I was like, I feel like I'm in just this alternate universe. And it could be very easy to get caught up in that stuff. And I really try not to. I always remember like where I came from and I don't let that stuff hit me. But it's an interesting, and I feel very blessed to be able to experience all of this. Um, but sometimes it is difficult too, especially in Vegas because there's so much decadence. And then you walk outside and you see so much poverty and homelessness. And so I almost can't let myself think and feel too much, because it'll be like, okay, I'll start feeling gross about it. Like, oh, we've just had this so much food, and
Mhm.
wasting things. And then I walk downtown and I see him digging in the trash cans, legitimately looking for something to eat. And
It's like a
it
microcosm of the entire world, like what you're saying, right? It's what
yeah.
we're all, there's some level of we're all experiencing those feelings about our life versus other people's
Mhm.
lives. And yeah, I totally,
Yeah.
maybe that's something that contributes to, that approach at the tribal casinos. Maybe why that resonates with you so much, that you see
Yeah,
another,
probably
maybe
so.
at least a little bit of a different approach to things that's, dare I say, more
Yeah.
socialized.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah.
No, yeah, I mean, like the whole, because Vegas itself is like the most absurd thing to even exist. It's ridiculous.
I know. And we try, like, we'll use our food credit, because you'll get so much food credit, and we'll buy a bunch of waters or snacks and stuff, and we'll go out and we'll just like pass them out to people we see on the street, because it's like, well, I don't want it to go to waste. I want to give it to someone who needs it. So we try to do what we can, and that's just true in life, right? Like you said, I mean, it's just a microcosm of the whole world right now. So it's just an interesting thing, because this is such a posh life that
But
I'm
I
like,
think
how did I get this life?
it's healthy and great that you're aware of that dynamic. And as we, it's so easy to get caught up in it, like you said. And so to have that perspective,
Yeah.
I think is really valuable. Well, Kelly, I feel like we could keep talking for a long time. I so appreciate your time coming on the show.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for everything that you got going on. I've known you for a while, and I know how hard you work. So feeling that imposter syndrome is natural, but I don't know anyone else that's worked harder for what they have. So congratulations on everything that's going on. And I'm really excited to follow along with the campaign. And I so hope that the comment picker chooses someone with whose name and that's been with you for a
I
while.
hope
It'd be so
so.
sweet.
That would be awesome.
Okay. Thanks so much. Hope you have really safe travels over the next month. And I'm sure we'll be in touch, and can't wait to have you back on the show
Yes.
sometime soon.
Yeah. Thank you.